What's up, friends? Empress Dannie here for another episode of the Daily Grind. You already know I'm pouring you up a nice hot cup of joe. I'm gonna get your day off to a bright and beautiful start. Shall we check in for today's messages? I have a different deck that was gifted to me, and we're going to jump right in. It's not a tarot or oracle. And so we're going to improvise, but I expect that today's messages will be somewhat interesting as a result. I will tell you, I'm getting at the top of the day, or something having to do with a running theme throughout the day is full of surprises. And I'm not sure if you're surprising others or if they're kind of like catching you off guard. You could also be like surprising yourself. It kind of gives like being a little bit worried or intimidated, but then cutting through that. And that's what I kind of feel like is the element of surprise, is because a sense of knowing is coming through, and it's coming through as clarity that is like what feels like clearing any fear. So if you or if someone else was kind of like taking a step back, delaying, or perhaps worried about something, um, a result of fear, it feels as though that energy is clearing. So this could certainly mean that people who've had some things on their mind, maybe letting it off. It could certainly mean communication could be coming in where that wasn't the case previously. I feel like this is all contingent upon programming, because I also kind of get this feel for like stuff being blurted out. And so there's also an energy where overwhelm could be at play in some circumstances, and where someone is overwhelmed, that's it, right? But that's why I feel this energy of kind of like letting them have it. Okay, I do feel like today, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, your intentions are pure. It's for the right reasons. And that may be something that's healthy to self check. But I just kind of feel like something about this breaking through, which does feel like it has to do with delays, stagnancy, things of that nature. Whatever this breaking through is, and this could be like getting some, it's kind of the energy of like I've been repeating myself. Or some of you know, this can be like with your ritual practice, your prayers, right? Some sort of process that you're going through, repeating yourself, and like just waiting, like, are you ever going to get it? Or is this ever going to sink in? Am I going to have to keep doing this over and over again? It feels as though something today is like surprise. I don't know why it's giving like hitting a wall and being used to going back and hitting the wall I don't know, every day perhaps. But then this time, barely touch it and like it falls through. So I definitely feel an energy of breaking through in one way or another that could be beneficial today. You're not doing no drama. Yeah, I just heard one thing for certain. You're not doing no drama. Yeah, I feel like you love yourself. So the balance is, that's what your intention is, to show love, to dispel or to dissipate any drama, struggle, issue, problem that there could potentially be. That's why I get this. Your whatever it is that you're doing today is for the right reasons. So if you're shocking or surprising someone, it could certainly be, like I said, it just feels like your intentions are good. There's a purpose behind whatever this is. And for some others, that's going to be the case. In some situations, that's not going to be the matter that's at hand. But I feel like because you're showing yourself love, if you're not doing any drama, if others don't have those right intentions, if their reasoning behind whatever is not pure, is not right, this feels as though you're going to present as some sort of a catalyst, as someone who's different, or what could be like a mindset or approach that I kind of get this energy of like you might be getting folks in order. Okay, like I said, I get an energy of communication, but it's almost like either I've been waiting, right? I've been waiting, and I need to know, which sometimes can be like, oh my gosh, it kind of gives like the energy of those conversations where like nobody's ever talked to me that way, right? Nobody's ever said that to me, and that can be good or bad, right? it can be someone who is like, this feels like, again, if it's based on your programming, then your programming could be like all these wonderful things that it's almost like you may, yeah, I hear Jack Harlow, uh, I don't clear up rumors. Where's your sense of humor? I am peaking high school. I'm still out here getting cuter. And I get this energy of like, you didn't peak earlier in life. So I feel like you could certainly be experiencing some things that are later in life that maybe perceivably were due you previously, but you're getting them later. And that, like I said, whatever the delay timeline is, this is the thing. When you've been programming yourself and when you've been clearing out that old programming, you realize time is not a factor in any given situation or circumstance, because oneness with God or our Creator, if God is timeless and God operates in kairos, when we are truly one with God, we're not worried about time because we operate on that same timeline, for lack of a better word, that God operates on. So I feel like some of you, that's the reason that you may be surprising yourself or others because you're overcoming or releasing what could even be like your obsession, your worry, or your willingness to overthink, the delays or see them as a setback. And that could be surprising someone or others because this could be you're tapping into like new thought forms. Something could be significant about the language French, je t'aime. Maybe some of you are speaking French. um, let's see. Let's dive into this, okay? Because I feel like today you showing up different. I get a heavy vibe around Sagittarius. Um, I get a heavy energy of like exploration. You could be dealing with foreign. I just heard foreign entities. You could also be dealing with individuals who are foreign, or you could be the person that is different in an environment, which can indicate that you do things a different way, you speak differently, you think differently, you see a different point of view, okay? um, I feel, let's see, I really feel like this is, some of you could be doing some, I just heard body work. So perhaps you are training your body. This could indicate exercises at play today. It could also indicate that you are coaching yourself, or like yourself, something about yourself speak could be changing today, where you're talking about yourself differently. Which, like I said, if you're speaking differently about yourself, then that's sending a different vibration or communication in the universe based on whatever it is. That I really get a strong energy around training your body, training your mind, training your spirit. But something about your training is coming into play. And I don't know if it's changing, but it feels like you've been trained or perhaps taught differently, when it comes to perhaps how you show love, right? If there's drama, if there's beef, if there's an issue, if there's a problem. And I feel like your reasoning or your perspective or purpose behind perhaps the way you show love or the love that you show or how you teach others, right? Right. Going back to A Course in Miracles, learning is application of what it is that we've learned. But whatever that is, I can't lie. I kind of get an energy of like, I can show you better than I can tell you, but it don't feel bad. It just feels like, just listen, right? Which is kind of this energy of like, just observe, right? Let me show you is what it is. Less talking is what I feel, even though I definitely feel like for some of you, air energy could be at play. For some of you, there could be rain showers of some sort today. I just feel this very strong energy where, like I said, what it is that you train your mind to think, in some way today, it makes me feel like that's being made known, that's being made clear. And whether it's surprising you or surprising others, it feels like in some way today, there's some sort of release that is making known or making clear something. And I do feel like in situations where this is making something known for others, it has them what could be stepping out of the box in some way. And I feel like that could certainly surprise you. Chances are, though, that in some way or another, you're doing that as it pertains to others. And what feels like, I hear Tank, give me the green light. You can let your head down. No, that's not Tank. I can't think of who that is, but there could be something significant about getting a green light. So I definitely feel, yeah, I just heard all systems go. So I definitely feel like something that you're doing, I don't know why I just heard agreed upon. Something is perhaps moving forward. So congratulations, seeing progress, what feels like after delays or stagnation. That's what I have for today's Daily Grind. I hope that you've enjoyed the messages that have come from this. We'll see more from these decks. Join us on Patreon. We're still going for the extended, got some tarot, so we're going to get our extended messages with a check-in. Make sure that you like, follow, subscribe, and check out the Spotify as well. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.